As with a lot of people requesting, we are doing my mock draft pre-lottery 3.0. This is potentially the last one before the lottery. I might do another one. But with a lot of noise going on, I feel like let's update these, how players are moving up the boards. This is more based off of rankings. And if the draft was today, it does have a little bit of a feel for the team's needs. Let's say the best player available at their position was a center and the team had a center. I'm not going to make them draft a center. That'd be stupid. So let's just run through this. These are the best players available for each team that best suits them. As of right now, we'll go run through this and let me hear your thoughts. With the first pick is Jabari Smith out of Auburn for the Houston Rockets. Second, the Orlando Magic take Paolo Banchero. Third, Detroit Pistons take Chet Holmgren. Fourth, Oklahoma City Thunder take Keegan Murray. I don't know why I said that weird. Fifth, Indiana Pacers take Jaden Ivey. Keep the guy in state. Sixth, Portland Trailblazers Benedict Mathurin. 7, Shadon Sharp going to the Sacramento Kings. And at 8, the New Orleans Pelicans take A.J. Griffin. At 9, San Antonio Spurs take Jeremy Sohan. At 10, the Washington Wizards Dyson Daniels. 11, the Knicks take Malachi Branham. Oklahoma City Thunder at 12, Johnny Davis. 13, the Hornets take Jalen Duren. At 14, the Cavs take Ty Washington. At 15, the Hornets take Ousmane Dieng. Then at 16, the Hawks take Ochai Agbaji. Minnesota Timberwolves at 19 take Tari Eason. 17, the Rockets take Walker Kessler. 18, the Bulls take Mark Williams. At 19, the Timberwolves take Tari Eason. 20, the Spurs take Patrick Baldwin. 21, Jake LaRavia from Wake Forest going to the Nuggets. 22, the Grizzlies taking Kendall Brown. 23, the Nets taking Bryce McGowens. At 24, Blake Wesley going to the Bucks. At 25, the Spurs take Jalen Williams out of Santa Clara. Dallas Mavericks take, at 26, Terquanvian. I literally listened to this before I made this video. I already forgot. T. Smith from NC State at 26. At 27, Miami Heat take Marjon Beauchamp from the G League Ignite. Golden State take Dalen Terry from Arizona at 28. At 29, Kennedy Chandler to the Grizzlies. And at 30, the Thunder take Jaden Harvey. So let's talk about all these guys. Basically, you know about the main guys. Look, at number 1, there's no brainer like there was last year with Cade Cunningham. Having said that, I would always go Jabari Smith. He's the youngest and has the least amount of question marks about his game. And what he does as a shooter translate, how he plays as defensively translate, and what we've seen in this year's playoffs in terms of most important players and how versatility, mobility, and the ability to minimize mismatches are critical, and shows why Jabari Smith is the number 1 pick. Now, look, I think he won't be played off the floor and can develop into the wing shot maker teams love. I have him and Chet Holmgren as the top 2 picks, but I have Jabari Smith as 1A and Chet Holmgren as a lower 1B. And the reason is look, Smith, I think he won't be played off the floor, but in Holmgren's case, fouling is something that stands out as the most potential issue due to the lack of strength right now. So, look, I think it's interesting because you see in this, I had Shaedon Sharp's slide. Shaedon Sharp's entrance to the class, the expectation is that he's going to stay in the draft. It does add some real upside and depth to the lottery. Teams with the worst records in the league are waiting to hear back from the lottery gods to see where they're going to end up. And Sharp's polarizing for NBA teams because I think he's a better ball handler, but just as almost as athletic as Anthony Edwards, for similar play style. Better ball handler, maybe not as lethal as a scorer, but I think they can be very similar players. He's 6'6" with a 7-foot wingspan, okay? And they haven't seen him play anything at a high level. He hasn't played competitively since last summer. Teams have gotten a chance to see him workouts and practice, but there will be questions until they see him at full speed with teammates around him and have actual feel for his game in critical moments. Again, he has all the tools, 6'6" with a 7-foot wingspan, has a vertical pop. He's got a killer pull-up shot. He can finish at the rim. He moves well. He plays hard. But teams just really have no idea how he's going to react and how quickly he'll process the game until he's drafted and playing in the Summer League. Right now, his evaluation's kind of completely filled with a lack of information. He's not a mystery, but he's kind of just a prospect lacking context because he's never played at a particularly high level. I dig Shaedon Sharp's skills and tools, so as a positional value, I think he's good enough to go top 7, and that's why I had him going 7 to the Sacramento Kings. Now, Malachi Branham. This guy, what it seems like a lot of people are talking about is he could go in the top 10. He's 6'6" with long arms. He's got a great frame. He's The equation is floor spacing, frame upside with shot creation, and the frame gives him the ability to be a good defensive player. There were some tough times at Ohio State, but you know what? I think teams are going to look at him, the size, the tools, and the shooting. He could go lottery. Now, Ousmane Deng, he's one of the biggest risers. He had a horrible start in New Zealand, but as the year progressed, we started to see why teams like him. They dig the tools. He's 6'10" with a 7+ wingspan. He can handle the ball. He can provide defensive versatility. And the name is similar. This guy could be the modern day Luol Deng, okay? And I'm not saying that because they're both foreigners and have similar names. It's just actually similar frames, okay, and play styles. He has that Luol Deng was 6'9". This guy's 6'10" with a 7+ frame. He averaged 13.5 points in the final 12 games while shooting 48% from the field, 36 from 3. He was so much under control in the last few games than earlier in the season when he was moving at 1,000,000 miles per hour. And he's not an overwhelming athlete. I just think he's a very smooth athlete. And he's a guy who could go in the lottery, but he's definitely going to be a top 20 pick. Now, Jake LaRavia at 21. This guy out of Wake Forest, there's a big hype train. And he's one of my favorite prospects. At first, you looked at him and you're like, is he really going to be a first-round pick? But the skill set's just too much. He's an incredible passer for his size. He has incredibly high basketball IQ. He's reliable, consistent, availability is the best quality, makes very intelligent plays. He keeps the ball moving around, moves it from the low post, high post. And look, I believe he can be an excellent shooter and a knockdown guy at some point, like Kevin Love level shooter. And he's 6'8" with a frame. He has some athleticism, and he's going to get better with the conditioning from the NBA strength and conditioning programs. He just has a lot of skills tailor-made for winning games. Now, Jalen Williams, a wing from Santa Clara, this is a guy who's been flying up the draft boards. He's incredibly interesting because he's 6'6" with a 7 foot wingspan. On top of that, he has all the tools you want for the NBA. He has 3-pointers. He can drive straight to the rack through traffic, taking contact, and has a low center of gravity. He has a great feel for passing the ball and grew up as a smaller point guard before getting the growth spurts. He averaged 4 assists a game versus just 2.1 turnovers. He's the kind of guy who has the size and skills to stick in the NBA. His ball skills, shooting, and great frame. And I could see him being a late first-round pick, in my opinion. Now, Terquanvion T. Smith, this guy's also flown up the thing. He's a pull-up artist. He averaged 55% of true shooting while averaging 18 points. And he's got that twitchy athleticism that gets the separation between defenders just to rise up and dunk. Yeah, he's under 170 pounds and there's flaws in his games, but I could see a team taking him late. And now, Dalen Terry. Okay, Dalen Terry over here. This guy might be a little aggressive, but he's taking advantage of his situation. He's 6'7" with long arms. He can switch on anybody. He's extremely active and aggressive on defense. And he acted as the point guard for a large portion of the season, dishing out 4 assists with 1.5 turnovers. He can attack the rim. He can rise above anybody. And when I watch him, he hits 3-pointers, and he's got the mechanics that are a little wonky, but the tape's great in spurts, and he's had some rough moments, but a smart team will buy into him and love him. And you know who he really reminds me of? Dalen Terry with his size? My boy Shake Milton. He reminds me very much of Shake Milton. I want to hear your thoughts down below. What you guys think of this lottery? That was the video, guys. I hope you guys do have a great day. Till next time, guys. Puppies. Ooh.